talk about myself, my name is Ayush. I'm taking care of the digital transformation agenda here in ABInBev. Prior to that, also I worked across all digital transformation projects which were involved in helping the businesses carve out their digital strategy, leverage technology as well as process reengineering concepts to streamline their business processes and gain efficiency out of it and get some great profits out of it. So in and all, digital transformation is not only about technology, as I always say, it's all about transforming the whole process, and that's what I've been doing. So that's about myself in a nutshell. So digital transformation has always been there since the birth of technology, right? Transformations were always there. Human race has been getting more and more efficient, has been gaining more and more efficiency as we move forward in our lives. But then digital world started adding to it once we got access to productized technologies, right? And basis that digital transformation became a buzzword and started getting into each and every industry. But then COVID really helped it accelerate it. I would say COVID has been the chief digital officer, which is of no cost to any company. And that chief digital officer has automatically accelerated all the transformation initiatives while leveraging the digital technologies and tools available in the market, right? So in specific to CPG, as we know, CPG has just not direct competition with their traditional CPG companies. Now they face competition from all the tech giants as well, right? So if you talk about any CPG company selling detergent, even Amazon sells detergent, right? So they are no more just competitive with the Unilevers and the P&Gs of the world. They have to compete with the tech giants as well, right? So basis this, every company or every CPG company has to focus on their tech vision and more so being digital and more so being digitally transformed. So that is where digital transformation is shaping best, and it is getting into each and every CIO, CTO, CEO's agenda. And this is how it will soon transform the ways of doing business, and soon it will allow the companies to reap a lot of benefits. So in this, I would say that earlier change management was never ever even considered. Earlier, what used to happen, there used to be a project manager, and then their KPI was to just roll out it on time, any digital transformation project, and then just forget about end users. Let them do whatever they want to do with the tool. I have rolled it out on time, right? That's my job. But then slowly and steadily, when the adoption rate decreased, people started understanding the importance of change management, and they started having a dedicated team for change management, right? Now that was, of course, an enhancement, a better approach to have that, but I would recommend that is also not a right approach. So what happened? There's a project team and then there's a change management team, right? So now there are again two teams deploying the project, right? So what it used to happen is that project team used to always focus on their timelines and their actual deliverables, and change management used to get stuck with only communications. So change management more so used to focus only on the communication plan. They never used to get into the actual features, the behaviors, how to actually handhold, how to train, how to make that adoption happen. So I think the actual long-term solution to this is that there should not be any change of project team. The team should be called the transformation team or the business transformation team, and they should be completely equipped to take care of people, process, and technology. So there should not be a team who should actually just deploy technology, a team who should actually just change the process, and then a team to manage people. There should be just one transformation team who should take care of process change, fix the basics first, inculcate your people with the ways of working, and then deploy a transformation solution. So for example, if the government of India had to deploy FASTag, right, they didn't just bought RFID technology and deployed it across the tolls, right? They did a lot of change management. So this technology has been there from donkey years, right? But they didn't just overnight deployed it, right? So in 2016, they have been piloting it. They have been, doing so much of change management. They have been making people aware of it. After that, they've been changing their processes. They're changing their infrastructure. And once they're 100% ready, then only they launched it to the bank. In that also, they came up with certain processes that enabled people to do that. right? So they came up with this penalty feature that, if you don't pay by digital, you have to pay the double in cash. All that kind of scenarios were brought into picture to make that technology feature successful. Certainly, see, if you have to look at any adoption of a tool or any solution, right, you have to understand your target audience, right? Now, an end user who's booking an Uber, the kind of training he or she requires versus the driver partner who's driving the car is completely different, right? We have been born with Googles and Apples, and we know how to check a map, and we know how to download an app, and we know how to travel and navigate through the features, right? But a driver partner here, specifically in a country like India, has not even used a smartphone ever, right? So you can't expect that if the end user can download herself or himself and start using Uber app, the same thing will happen with the driver partner as well. No, it's not going to happen, right? So that is where you have to do a complete analysis of your target audience, and basis their maturity or their awareness or whatever pulse you're going to check, basis that you have to take some specific actions. You can't treat all your target audience in the same scale. You have to be very, very customized towards them. So I think, gone are the days where, a technology is just evaluated basis the tech features it has. So for example, if any product company comes and tells me deploy this product and it's going to change your life, nobody should buy that. Because to be very honest, the company should take end-to-end responsibility, that they will provide us the right process guidance that is required for their tech to be adopted. And they should also guide us with what behavior changes are expected basis this. So unless and until they help us drive the complete transformation agenda, just their tech being good will not, fit the bill. And this is more so we are talking about at an organization level, where we are trying to change certain B2B processes, certain back office processes, where, the target audience might not be huge, but then the baggage of old and archive processes is big, right? So we cannot really take chance of just putting a tech there and expecting the ways of working will be changing overnight. That's not going to happen. So the company should come up with a complete package. Then only their product will actually make sense in the transformation agenda that any CPG or for that matter, any other company is driving. I think they have to, as I mentioned in my previous answer, that they have to think end to end, right? They just can't think of the technology thing, right? So for example, if we take a solution for master data, right? So if a company approaches a tech company that, hey, my master data quality is not that great, could you please help me, right? So they'll say, yeah, we'll automate your form, create a web form for your customers to enter their details, and it will have all the auto validation tools so that, the quality of your data increases. And you will have good data in your ERP, right? That's all good, but how that form is going to reach the customers, how the customer is going to perceive that form, what are the changes in the process that we need to make that form feasible to be, leveraged by our field sales to actually make that happen. All that is something more important than actually creating that web form and having those auto validation tools. So as I'm going to repeat myself that, tech companies, if you're into B2C market like a Google or an Apple or an Amazon, that's different, right? There you have the end consumers, and you have such sophisticated and nice user-friendly products that people can start using it. They have the value from day one. But if you're talking about B2B, right, there you have to think end to end, because there's too many stakeholder chain involved there. It's not just one end user whom you're selling that, right? You're changing the complete process of the company. So there you have to think end to end and make that happen. Mm-hmm. So that's the only advice that I would like to give to solution providers, that, don't just come with a tech solution, come up with a complete holistic solution which solves the problem end to end.